Buckle up, because we're merging back into traffic on Radio Nemo's Nemo Nation.
The respectable John Hausladen is going to be joining us. He is the president of the Minnesota Trucking Association. The guy that called me 1,000 years ago and said, "Hey, Dave, you know this new biodiesel? Guess what? It freezes in the wintertime." Hey, John. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Dave. Well, it's not freezing today. It's 68 degrees in Minnesota, and, it's the best time of the year here. Leaves are turning, and the sun is out.
Oh, fantastic. Well, you sound pretty chipper here this morning yourself, my friend.
Well, it's a good day. We're bringing some members together. We work hard, truckers, right? But we have some fun. So we're doing a clay shoot today, actually a sporting clay with a bunch of members. Somehow they're carving a little time away from work, and we're going to just have some fun in the outdoors, seeing how well we can shoot.
By the way, John, when my wife figured out what clay shooting was, can I tell you, there has never been an opportunity that I've gotten to go out and shoot clay where she hasn't found a way to say, I have a little free time. I can always make it there if you want my company. It's really fun. It's one of the most fun things. I continue to do it. It's a blast, isn't it?
Well, yeah. And sporting clays is not trap shooting, right? Trap shooting is one position. They just go up. These are like coming at you from all angles and all whizzes, and it's humbling.
By the way, for those of you who don't know, as Dave said, John is the president and chief executive of the Minnesota Trucking Association. He's been doing that gig since '96. He's responsible for the overall management of the organization's multifaceted statewide advocacy, safety, and member service programs. He really has a focus on two things: improving highway safety and making sure that the public image that you guys actually have is the one that you actually have privately, that people know you as the upstanding Americans who actually are doing the job out there for everyone. So, John, welcome. It's good to have you back as always. Tell us about the Student Engagement Toolkit.
Yes, we've worked hard to try and figure out how to position the trucking industry in front of students. And, educators have full schedules, full agendas. They don't give out their emails. College and career counselors are very busy. So it's like, how do you get through that? So we hired an educator to help us sort of decode it, figure out the DNA, and we've created a student engagement toolkit that is put in the language and the images and the bits and bytes of the way educators and students want to receive it. It's a kit we commissioned, we created, and it's available to our members and, frankly, anyone in the trucking industry about how to communicate and get the message, and it gives them a lot of tools, specific tools on how to do it.
You have there are different tracks on in other words, the toolkit isn't for the students, not for the kids, it's for the companies and the organizations, right?
Yes. Our fleets, our drivers, we do a lot of outreach already, but what happens when you get asked to do a career fair or a career day or a touch-a-truck event, or maybe it's a driver's ed class? These are all like different applications, and the toolkit has this great matrix that says if you've got like a 10-minute, one-person thing, here's a template, and here's what you can talk about. If you've got and then you got a whole day, and you're doing a touch-a-truck event with a bunch of other trucks, and now you need to have a PowerPoint, and you need to have this. We have templates, and we have literally everything in the middle. So we make it easy for our fleets because, we run trucking companies. We drive. We do these things. So, like, how do we do this? It's creating a framework, again, in a manner for the industry so that when they're asked by educators or if they have a connection and they want to leverage that and tell the trucking story, we give them ready-to-go tools.
It's interesting. Traditionally, and I've been around longer than anybody listening, including you. So I remember when the traditional place to get a new truck driver was from a family that already had one, or from a farm where you had big equipment and the road was like the next step. Okay, so you get all of that. Things have changed so dramatically now in terms of our society and our culture. We were talking a little bit with Elizabeth Barna about that a little bit earlier, about the culture of trucking and the culture of our society. So kids today are not the kids they were 50 or even going back to the earliest days of trucking 100 years ago, which seems like a long time, but that was the 1920s. That's not that long ago when you think about it. Trucks and cars were still pretty much the same as they are now, except for the bells and whistles. But everything surrounding that stuff, everything that surrounds those vehicular things is different. Pressures from outside sources are incredible. How do we tell? We can't use old school technology and old school methods to get these new age kids into these trucks or into these shops where this is National Technicians Week too, and we have a shortage there. So how do we change the message enough to? This is really cool. What they're doing down in Alabama is really super cool too, in terms of kind of taking the bull by the horns and getting to these kids in their own terms.
Well, it's certainly meeting the students where they're at. And when you're in elementary, you have trucks are cool, right? So we leverage that by giving them experiences, and it's really not career exploration. That happens later. But when they're ready for that, it's positioning the industry and using the assets we have where students are at. And you're right, Dave. If you think we live in a society now where driving is not a given. Once upon a time, driving meant independence. Driving meant your ability to see your friends. It meant all of these things. And in a digital world where, frankly, a person can stay in their home and they can have communities, they can see the rest of the world. Like, why drive? Well, you have to drive to get a CDL. So to even understand that fundamental, and I would also say every industry is out there telling their story, whether it's HVAC, carpentry, plumbing, you pick it. And if we're not there, they're not even going to consider it. And I think the thing that we just take so for granted, it's the truck. We're around them every day. We drive them, we fix them, we talk about them, we lobby about them. But the average person, they just see them. They just go by. And so to give students that opportunity to get up close, to open it, and to crawl inside, and even that. We used to do events at roadside rest areas where, hey, come on in a truck. Well, we're in a world today where we think a truck's a great safe space. Well, an average person's like, what's going to happen in there? Who's in there, right? We've got to create safe opportunities to interact, see what it's like, pique their interest, and help them understand it. It's not just driving, not just tech. We have all these other careers now in trucking that we need to fill.
mntrucking.org, by the way, /toolkit will get you to the Student Engagement Toolkit, which has been designed to help the Minnesota Trucking Association's members connect with students in their communities to discuss trucking careers. More importantly, it works for everybody, by the way. This ain't just isolated to Minnesota. This may be the guide map, the great laboratory of democracy that states often engage in to help other people see the way. John, it is great having you on. Promise us you'll come back for a longer form conversation on Education Station. It's a segment we do once a week. We'd love to have you on and talk more about the toolkit in longer form. Can you promise us you'll do that? I hate to put you on the spot, but can you promise us?
I love to talk all things trucking, so short, long, I'm ready.
Fantastic.
Thank you, John. Have the best of days and enjoy the shoot.
All right. Take care, guys.